Hey, man.
Hi, I'm Rick here.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Good. Where are you connecting from?
Warsaw. One,
Warsaw.
2.
3, 4. Give me that booty on the floor.
Okay, we're both just talking slowly.
Yeah, we're good. We're good on the timing side.
Okay.
Are you calling from your home in Warsaw, or are you calling from?
Yeah, this is the Airbnb I stay at. I would not really call it a home. Oh yeah, I can see I'm grainy, aren't I? None of this stuff is mine. This stuff is the guy who lives here stuff. My stuff is all on the floor. Wow, can't really see.
Of course. Are you alone here, or do you share with someone?
I'm alone. I'm basically I'm here until for another 2 weeks, and then I'm moving downstairs. He has another flat downstairs. There, it's better.
But there's somebody in that now.
Yeah, exactly. That's 2/3 cheaper, which I'm really excited about.
Do you think that? Do you think that Airbnb is good for the world? Do you think that
on the jurisdiction? I think it depends
in Warsaw?
I think in Warsaw it's a good thing because a lot of young people can't afford to own. I suspect in a place like New York it's actually a bad thing because it means that the people who can afford places in Manhattan are making a lot of money, and the people who work at hotels are going to lose their jobs.
Well, I mean, they're not losing their jobs. The occupancy is like 97%.
Yeah, but I suppose there could be more hotels, right?
Yeah, for sure, but everything's evil. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the bigger transformation we just need to stop valuing labor so much. Not the people.
Yeah.
I mean, just the actual labor. Like that shouldn't determine whether you eat or whether you have dignity.
I agree. If I win Powerball or Mega Millions, I realized that I think technically I could run for president because I would be 35 on Inauguration Day.
Yeah.
I would totally just spend $50 million and be the craziest motherfucker. I would do some crazy ass shit because.
Wait, in campaigning, you mean?
Oh my god, dude! I would say some nutso fucking shit. I would say things like that. First of all, I would definitely hire you, which would make everything totally fucking insane. Caitlin would be so mad. Oh my god.
That you hired me, or that you're running for president?
Both. I don't know which should be madder about. Yeah, I would talk about her all the time. I was just thinking about it because I was like, there's a lot of stupid shit that people aren't talking about, and that's like one of them. It's like, unless people face up to the fact that like there really is. I was just listening to something on my headphones, and it was like, I'd heard earlier in the day about how the new Trump budget was saying what they're like, we're not going to measure compassion by how many people we help on these programs. We're going to measure compassion by how many people we help get off these programs, which is a perfectly fine thing if you're moving people off the programs into self-sufficiency through work. It's a moral difference. I don't think it's a good thing, but I think it's perfectly fine. But what they're really saying is we're just going to kick poor people off of assistance. And the reality is that there's not enough work anymore. Even already, there's not enough work anymore. There hasn't been enough work for ever. There's never been enough work.
But you feel like we're already seeing the effects of. You think this is
when has there ever been enough work for people to live beyond? I mean, there's probably enough work for everybody to live in subsistence, but I'm not even sure if that is true in the West because you can't buy an acre plot Like, people don't have the capital. Like, if all the people who are unemployed in projects, who, you know, the unemployed individuals in the projects could not go out somewhere and just start farming, like,
Yeah.
and sustain themselves in a meager existence.
You're talking about like post-industrialization.
Yeah, yes. I'm talking about everywhere in the West. I'm talking about, I mean, in Malawi, maybe it's a little bit different. In India, maybe it's, I don't know about India, but maybe it's a little different. But no, since the state replaced the family and the village as the center of human society, there's just no way that there's been enough work. It's only going to get worse from here. I would say shit like that. I would say shit like that.
I was thinking about that some more. I don't know if I don't know if I agree or disagree. I would need to.
We could make more.
What about periods of like extreme growth? Like, I mean, it's hard because you can't really talk about America without saying I'm talking only about white people in America during certain periods, right? Because like, yeah, there are lots of unemployed Native Americans and lots of very employed Black people for a lot of America's history. But if you think about like, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. But I guess that's a time when the state. Well, you're talking about you need a strong state, a strong central government.
There is a strong central government. The state has replaced everything in the West.
And Cuba's not the West, right? I mean, the West is not South America. And
Cuba, the West is not a geography. It's not a geographic term in this context. It means, you know, parts of Brazil, maybe now parts of Argentina, but also parts of China at this point. Other parts of China, no, not at all.
yeah, it's interesting. But you know, I've thought a lot about this idea of divorcing labor from wages, but really in other ways. Actually, it was good when I was in New York. I think the day after I saw you, I had this guy came for breakfast. This guy who works at New York Presbyterian Hospital, and I had done a deal with him when I was at Google Life Sciences, and he just like he's Dutch. He's really interesting. His two kids. He's also like always. He's like the way you used to be on Facebook. He responds to everything, like, but he's not like a loner who doesn't respond to things. He responds in an interesting way to things. But I was talking to him, and he like pushed me a lot on my thoughts on this idea of employment and its potential meaninglessness. And what I decided, I can't remember exactly. I said I want. Well, basically, what we need to do, I think. I said like, there's two ways to go about this. One is, no, what did I say? Here's where I switched, right? Because he was challenging me on the idea of removing the importance of work, and we talked about Poland and how communism is really difficult to make happen. The same thing that I had emailed with you about after I went to this communist museum in Poland. And I think that I switched. I said, basically what we need to do is just create a bunch of purposeful, meaningless jobs. Like, basically, and my argument was so basically, like, if we could just extend what it means to be a college student to everyone, and provide, like, there's an assumption that I'm making here that's a difficult one, which is that we can get to a place where we can create and distribute enough food, which I actually think isn't that crazy.
We're there now.
But the incentivizing the distribution is a challenging thing. But meaning, if you're not part of that, and if you're not employed in some formal way, then you should like go to see a play and have to write an essay about it, and then you can eat. And he's like, but like, what if no one reads it? I'm like, no one reads my emails. No, like the shit that I do makes no difference. But society has deemed me an important person because it gives me a lot of Bitcoin in exchange for my emails.
Yeah, but why even have it tied to forcing people to be productive? Then you're getting into state control. Why not want out a new vision of liberty that says everyone can choose whatever they want to do. But the state will say these things. People will say these things are better for you. Like, I have no problem with a strong central government saying you should go get a checkup. You should not run around in a rusty parking lot with your kids. Like, there are certain things that I think that's okay, but I mean, it's a completely value judgment, but why not just have the state get out of everything else? Just say, yeah. Because some people want to work and they have the opportunity to make a lot more money.
Yeah.
And they should have that opportunity if they want to work.
But
if they don't, if they want to play video games all day, who cares?
Yeah, but that's where the purposeful part comes in, because it's not about productivity for me. It's about creating purpose, because we as humans don't do a good job of dealing with purposelessness. That's
but that's totally question begging, right? Like, you're assuming. I read this article the other day about how these rabbis in Israel, these guys in Israel, the ultra orthodox in Israel, are given. This essentially happens already. There are men who never work in Israel from the day they are born to the day they die, and they're perpetually among the happiest people, even though they live in poverty, because the government just gives them enough. And what they've decided is purposeful is studying their religion.
Yes, so
fine.
That's why they're not. Their purpose doesn't come from the government giving them food. The purpose that just makes them survive. Their purpose comes from this higher belief, that they're doing something useful.
Sure, but there is no God. Like, there is no God, and their belief system is silly, right? Like, and maybe there is truth in some of the stories. Maybe there's value to human existence. I think that you can say that there's value to something, even if the God part isn't real. But ultimately, it's all made up. It's all fake. The universe doesn't care about us at all. So why is it any different? The only reason that it's different, that we say that's an interesting experiment, versus saying why shouldn't people be allowed to just sit in their room and masturbate all day, is because we value as a society religion and we don't value chronic masturbation. So, but if somebody wants to just sit in their room and they would be happy, like, and I'm just using masturbation as opposed to reading or going to the gym.
I think it's a great example, because that's exactly actually what I'm saying, right? I'm actually talking about these rabbis. These are the ultra orthodox. Like, what they're doing is totally meaningless, but it's purposeful for them. And with masturbation, it's really that I'm optimizing for happiness, and I think I know, I could be wrong, that the guy who just masturbates all day in his room is going to end up being depressed.
Yes, but why?
Because
aren't you begging the question?
But you're saying because society doesn't value, right? But I think we're saying the same thing. Actually, we're just talking about you're going from the back to the front. I'm going from the front to the back, where you're saying you're just saying we need to ascribe value to things like we need to ascribe value to the things that people choose to do, regardless of what they choose to do. And I'm saying it kind of in the opposite way, which is we need to give people lists of things that they can do.
Right. But so that's exactly the thing, is that you are saying, let's change the list of things from, like, me. So it would be, you're saying that right now what the list of things includes is being a hotel maid and cleaning up and writing a story and doing all these things, right? These are the things that have value, so we give money in exchange for them. And you're saying, let's create a broader list. And I'm saying, let's get rid of the list, and let's say that all human activity is purposeful.
I agree. I think it's harder to get to yours, right? Like, I think.
Well, that's why we need to win Powerball.
Yeah. What did she say?
I don't know. She just got home.
She said
question begging. Yeah,
I thought she said question begging. I thought she was calling you out.
No, I don't think she's ever.
No, I agree with you. I think, given that we already have a society that ascribes value to certain things, it's going to be an easier path to get there if we just make that list really long.
Yes.
Whereas you're asking everyone to change their value system, which is really hard to do. Like,
for sure. Yeah, but think about the massive changes that have happened in very short periods of time when important things happen. But the problem ultimately is the Control F function, because we could make the list as long as we want and be like, oh, we'll just hide things in there. But as soon as you write the words masturbation in there, even if the people are just going to control that for masturbation, they'll be like, it's on the list, I'm doing it.
Right, so it'll be on the list. It's fine.
So they'll be skipping past like go to the opera and write essays about it and like, you know, enjoy the park and think about those things, and they're just going to say
that's okay, as long as it's purposeful. As long as it's purposeful.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think we're in agreement. I think that you will want to get where I am, but you're just too practical of a person. You're too grounded in reality and the real human existence.
Yeah, I think it's exactly right. Yeah, it actually is a matter of practicality, I guess, that we got there. But it's also just this is why I love Louis C.K. so much. Like, I just love him because he talks about he never really, sometimes he says it, but he doesn't often, but almost every one of his jokes is basically an embrace of the purposelessness of everything, or the meaninglessness of everything, I should say.
Yeah.
And
when he makes fun of his kids, the most of
all, it's all bullshit, and he kind of calls it out, and I love it. And I think some people really hate Louis C.K. because that's really unnerving, right? Like, to not have a value, to have your value system called into question like that is really upsetting.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I read the book Sapiens, which is very interesting.
Oh,
there's a lot that I have.
Yeah.
There are a lot of problems with it. Like, it's not the fact that I can't find comments online about all the problems with it. There's stuff in there that's just straight up made up. But
like what? Give me an example.
There is a story in there that during World War II, this is the thing that really pissed me off. And when the problem is I realized this at the end, and then there were a bunch of other anecdotes that I was going to go back and be like, these are probably just made up too, but I couldn't find them. But there's a story in there about how the British, or about how in World War II, the Germans would use the radio from Britain, because the radio in Britain would record the sound of Big Ben tolling live, and they would use that to determine weather conditions in England, because it would sound different whether it was muggy or clear or things like that, and they would use that to determine when to launch. Completely false, completely made up. Cannot find any evidence for it at all, and also makes no sense.
That's a very clear recording.
Yeah, we're talking about 1941 radio, where it's like, all right, today we've got it's like, no, they did not. They absolutely did not do that. What they did was they had either spies or they had like basic meteorological services, or they just fucking sent their planes because they were going to send them anyways, and everybody was going to die regardless. Like, it's just, so anyway. However, the ideas, even though some of the specifics are clearly either anecdotal or made up, the ideas in it are very powerful. And it's really this, ultimately, it's that. The book is basically about how people have just convinced themselves. The reason we're so dominant is because we've convinced ourselves that certain things matter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the universe, and he said, but it's funny because he has a point. His ultimate point is the universe doesn't care about you or us or anything. There is no moral value. There is nothing except what we create. But the mere act of creation makes it meaningful for all of us. And I think it's like I think on the one hand, it's a very disturbing idea. And I've actually read some like it got me to reading some things on conservative and religious stuff, being basically like, if there's no God, then there's no reason to be good, and you can do anything you want, so there has to be a God, which is a perfect example of circular reasoning. But but it also, on the other hand, it's really an amazing statement about just how human beings want to coexist on a level that is beyond, or human beings are instinctively programmed to coexist in a way that is, says something powerful about our species, even though it's meaningless. So anyway, I think you would like it. It's long. Sometimes it's a little basic, but it's good.
With Capital, economists just did like a 7-part series where they just summarized the whole thing. Mm-hmm. I want that. There's probably a good summary of it somewhere, right?
Yeah, probably. You know what you should do? He's promoting a new book, and he's writing a bunch of stuff. He's writing a bunch of articles. Just Google his name and read a few articles because they're all pretty much the same. And honestly, if you like, part of what's fun about his thing is that he does put in anecdotes and little stories, and some of them, some of them are familiar, some of them are not familiar, some of them are probably made up. But, and I don't think he's just making them up. I think he is just not sourcing them particularly well. But it's interesting. Yeah, that's another crazy thing that I would say, that some of his book is just made up, because like everybody has it on like their things you have to read list. Which, like, the fact that Barack Obama puts a book in it that basically says there is no God and religion is all made up and human society is now, like, the state has replaced the state is now the most important thing in human society, is like actually like either Obama didn't read it, or the press person who put that out didn't read it, or like he was at the end of his term, he was like, fuck it.
No, I don't think Obama ever believed in God. I think he wanted to be elected president. I mean, part of it's just that I project myself on him, which makes him an incredibly successful politician / candidate.
Well, yeah.
Like, right. Basically, whatever I think Obama thinks. And he does something different, but that's why I love him.
Yeah. I wonder if that's why people like, I mean, that is obviously why people like Trump, but it's so strange because for both of them, I mean, for you to put your things onto Obama makes a little more sense because you grew up, because you're a person of color who's very intelligent, who I mean, I don't want to say a privileged background, but had a different growing up than other people.
Yeah, or similar for sure.
Yeah, and I think that it makes a lot of sense for you. But like when I think of like Joe Medicaid in Kentucky putting all of his things on Trump, all I can think is like, wow, he must be thinking this guy is honest in the way that I'm honest, and he's super rich. It's like, yeah, but there's a really big difference. Like, your dad was a coal miner, and his dad was a real estate guy in New York City, in Queens. So,
yeah, I wonder. Maybe that's Obama being black for me, right?
Yeah, but white people do it too. But yeah, also poor black people did it to Obama as well. But I don't know what I don't know, and what I haven't ever read. I've read a lot about how. I read after Ta-Nehisi Coates did that "My President Was Black" thing. I read that, and I read all the responses. And what was interesting was a lot of them talked about how there was everybody in that who was talking about how they put their hopes and dreams into him were very educated black people, and maybe they didn't come from the same more privileged background. But I do wonder if the analog to the white dude in Kentucky among the black population, I wonder if they reacted to Obama the same way you did, where you just assume he thinks all the same things, or if they reacted to him because it's like, this is awesome, there's a black guy who's legitimately going to be president. And I don't think that, I mean, I'm not placing any value on those things, or any judgment on those things. I just wonder which one it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I have a feeling it's the second one, but I'm creating my own value judgments.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like, does the second one actually just imply the first? Is the reason, I mean, like when I meet somebody who was in Peace Corps, I immediately assume certain facts about that person. Like, their experience is interesting, but I assume that I can have a conversation with them because their experience, while perhaps different in the specifics, ultimately either had a similar effect on them. Maybe it had a different outcome, but it had the experience was the same. And we can talk about it, and we can share this experience. And I just wonder if it's something like that. Because at the end of the day, I will assume, oh yeah, they're gonna say it was hard, it was tough, but I loved it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is all. I'm redoing the scene where Dake and Dominique meet for the first time, and I'm sort of trying to work through issues that are sort of on this.
Good. That's good.
About Dake, and I wrote a little thing. Lot's going to need 2 revisions. I think it's going to need to go back and forth at least twice. So
back and forth forever.
Yeah, but I think we can. I think what we can do is we can actually finish Lot, finish Hagar, and then go back to Lot and do that in parallel with
Okay,
querying. So
that works. One more thing on the broader topic, though. It's funny. I think about. Oh, I have to see if I can articulate this. So I think about this kind of all these things that seem to convene towards the meaninglessness and purposefulness of human beings. Like you just told me about *Sapiens*, and actually my teammate who's reading it and I were in Israel, and we were talking about the same thing, and she was telling me all these things. She actually was, I guess, on the chapter about capitalism, and I was talking about Zionism, et cetera, and so three different thoughts here. One is, and they can coexist. One is that I'm finding things to validate what I'm developing as my own philosophy, and so like I'm seeing all these things come together that maybe are there or aren't there. The second one is that I then wonder, wait, is this just or I guess this one can't co. No, it can coexist. Is are we like um, people living at the time of Rousseau? Are we coming upon a new kind of way of thinking about human beings and how we interact and socialize and structure ourselves? The way things like, or even like in the time of Marx, the way that everything kind of comes together at a moment, and we're going to talk about these writings and these thoughts later, like 100 years from now. And then the third thing, which throws it all out the water in a way, is like I realize how much these same ideas are inherent in one particular view of Hinduism. So when I was in India, I read this book about Shivite Hinduism. Did I talk about this? This is a longer story, but just the quick summary is I never really understood Hinduism, and I still don't. And I think it isn't any one religion. It's many different religions that like people from the West, first Muslim invaders, then British later on, were like, oh yeah, this is everything that these people do. But there's this divide in Hinduism between Vaishnavites and Shivites. So those who follow Vishnu and those who follow Shiva. Most Hindus are Vaishnavites today. It kind of won out in the end. But the basic principle. Okay, let me see if I can do this quickly. And I bought there's this author. I bought like 8 of his books because I read 3 of them when I was in India, and my dad and I were both reading them, and I was reading them like crazy. But basically, in Hinduism, you've got the Trinity of Hinduism, right? Which is Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the preserver, and Shiva is the destroyer. That's how we've always learned it. You probably had like a month in world cultures or world history that you learned that. I learned that in school, and I also learned that like in my religious Hinduism summer Sunday school. But it never made sense, and one thing that was always confusing to me is why no one worships Brahma. Why don't people worship the creator?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy is saying that's the exact same dilemma that Muslim invaders and then later the British had when they come from religious traditions that are book based, right? They have their holy book. Hinduism doesn't have that, and so they created one essentially, and worship a creator. And the reason is because we've always thought about it. We think about it again through this Judeo-Christian lens. Like anything anyone has ever written about Hinduism in the last 500 years has this Judeo-Christian lens on it, and even Hindus today who practice it through that essentially. And there's a misacknowledgement that of what is being created, preserved, and destroyed. Right? We think it's us, and we're the ones who matter. But what they're actually creating, preserving, and destroying is Maya, something called Maya, which is the illusion. And the illusion is us. It's everything around us. It's the material world. Mm-hmm. So Brahma creates the material world. Vishnu preserves it, and he engages in it. And that's why Hinduism is full of all these different gods, because many of them are reincarnations of Vishnu, because his way of achieving nirvana is by playing in this world, by like a form in a way of hedonism, and through that you elevate yourself beyond it. Shiva, destroying Maya, destroying the illusion, just completely rejects it. He's often depicted, if he's depicted at all, he's usually just a phallic-shaped stone. Literally, that's what he is. Well, literally, I don't know about that, but when he is depicted, he is naked, with ash smeared on him, often meditating with a boner, um, and has completely just rejected the material world. And so basically the divide between Vaishnavite and Shivite is, for Vaishnavites, they all believe that the world is an illusion and you should reject it, but you do that by making money, getting, marrying a woman, having children with that woman, caring about them, loving them, etc. And then in the last third of your life, you essentially go to the Himalayas and you meditate and die. Shivites are like, fuck that. We're just gonna start eating humans. Like they're also cannibals, and smoking pot, and and nothing fucking matters. So, and it's funny. While I was reading this book, I actually happened upon a Shivite temple, which I had never been to before, and there are these dudes just praying in there, smoking pot. And so I took it. And my dad was with me. My dad like watched me go. He's like, he has a video of me actually just taking a like smoking this weird pipe that they had. But anyway, the point of all that is, I'm kind of a Shivite, I guess. Well, I don't know. I'm both. I'm a Shivite in my beliefs, but a Vaishnavite in my practices. Like,
Hmm.
I love having sex. I love, uh, I love seeing my Bitcoin. Dude, Bitcoin went up to 2,800 this week, and is now back down to 2,000. Like, I love this. It's useless, meaningless, terrible, but I engage in it.
Yeah,
So,
it's a
so
it's funny.
yeah, long way of saying, if nothing matters, then I'm not the first one to think of it.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe people will just smoke pot and eat each other, and then when the machines start doing everything for us.
Well, I think by the way, I think that's part of the reason why Vaishnavite Hinduism is the dominant one.
Because they didn't eat everybody.
Partly, but the Shivites like didn't have families.
Uh,
They might have had kids. Like these fucking, it's a totally sexist religion as well. Like men are the religious ones, right? If you're a Shivite, maybe you fucked someone, but like you didn't parent that child. You didn't tell that child the world is meaningless. Go off and pray. But or if you did, at some point that your line ends, right? Someone actually listens.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's interesting.
Which I think is part of the argument of sapiens, right? It's not only that we are hardwired this way; it's that those who are hardwired this way and what society kind of privileges are those that survive, right?
Hmm.
If you have
Yeah,
a group of people who don't believe in getting married and don't believe in having children, well, 200 years later, their value system isn't going to carry through.
right, right. Yeah,
That's why these ideas die with me.
yeah. I mean,
Well,
this is the last.
but now we have YouTube, so maybe
Yeah,
not.
right. That's yeah. So perfect. We can be responsible for the destruction of the entire human race, not just the family lineages. Perfect. Give me 30 seconds,
Yes,
and then oh, do you have the thing open?
I do.
Whoa.
How do you know?
I don't know if you're
How are you? Hi.
Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Go downstairs?
I have to get underwear.
I can hear you.
This is recording for all posterity, by the way,
Why?
because we record all of our conversations.
It's true.
That's true. That makes
Okay.
sense.
I
Okay.
didn't see any nipple, don't worry.
He said he only saw a little nipple.
Nuh-uh.
You said it better.
Yeah. All right.
I actually didn't see her most of the time because I was in another window.
Yeah, but then I said he can't see you.
Exactly.
All right, ready?
Yes. Are you owning?
Hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes. Sorry. I was quick aside. I've been translating all the stuff from Malawi, and it's funny because people sometimes go, and I have to put like yes in the closed captions because I'm like, they might not know that that's okay. I mean, they'll like it obviously is a yes, but anyway.
You could do brackets affirms.
But I just bracketed yes.
Okay, that's good. I think it's probably better. Affirm is a complicated word.
Yeah, and it also, I mean, it is a complicated word, but it is basically just a way of being like, yeah. It's like, yeah. Give me 2 seconds, actually. All right. You ready? Page 6?
Yes.
Isn't Madison sort of in here, though? You're saying you want more Madison.
No, well, I don't remember, but I thought we lost that Jessica would call with Madison on the line, and Madison would do the intro, and then eventually Jessica used to call on her own. That was the part that I think that people responded to, and that I think is really real. Like that's how these conversations happen at that age.
Yeah.
Is it that you didn't like that, or is it that you think this was an easier read?
I thought it was just too long. It was part of my get rid of the stuff where we're just being accurate and get to the story. But maybe I went too far on this one.
Let's see.
Let me see if I can find the previous version. Hey, hold on. Okay. Why don't we could bring it back and just take out all the talking. I mean, take out all the showing, or just do the part where we have her on the line.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the part. That's really the only feature I miss. The rest, I like what you did.
Okay, so let's see. I'm just fixing this now.
Okay. Do you want?
Yeah, I'll share a screen with you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So we can just do this. So we just bring this back. We get rid of all the. I don't know what you can see. Okay, you can see both.
Yeah, I can see. Oh, oh, whoa. Wait, you have 2 docs?
I have the one that we're working off of, and then I have the one that's old.
Why do you do both?
Because this one I've accepted all the changes.
Oh, I see. You're taking them. Okay, gotcha. You're taking the text from there.
So you can see like there's a whole bunch of just like there's like a bunch more in this paragraph and all this stuff that I've just gotten rid of still. And now we just have the substance. So we still get the part.
Yeah, I like. Let's go. Let's just read it together, so there's no, so we don't miss anything.
Okay.
Go from the beginning of this section. Okay, so Jessica learned that she would get more than 1 or 2 word answers from Dake on the phone, the landline. She asked her friend Madison what she could possibly say. Ask about the Spanish homework, Madison suggested. But I'm not in your Spanish class. Jessica was in advanced Spanish. She had placed out of the lower level classes because of the after school Spanish lessons she had taken since she was a child. On top of that, she had made the strange and fateful decision to also study German. Strange because in Los Angeles there wasn't much use for the language, and fateful because that's just how German tends to work. Madison shrugged unhelpfully. I don't know. Just don't ask about music. That might make the conversation weird. He likes angry music. At first,
Loud, angry music.
yeah. What did I say?
You can drop loud.
Oh. At first, Jessica called with Madison on the line. Dake's mother always answered, "Hello, Mrs. Walken. This is Madison from Dake's Spanish class to take home." I love that. Madison's voice was high-pitched and melodically enthusiastic. After a brief greeting, there was silence, then the ruffling of the phone shifting hands. It always sounded more clumsy than it was. Hello? Hi, Dake. It's Madison from Spanish class. Are we supposed to do, like, all the exercises for chapter 3 or just the grammar ones?
Your LA girl is good.
Whatever questions Madison started with never needed an extended answer. That seems to conflict now with the first sentence of the section.
Which one?
It doesn't really conflict, but it so the point, like, it's almost like we lead with she learned that he would talk on the phone, and then it might be immediately confusing to the reader to be like, wait, but you just said that, and now you're saying that he doesn't talk on the phone.
No, but here, this is the keyword. Madison's just asking about stupid shit to get the conversation started.
I get it. I think it might ruin the flow a little bit.
Okay, why don't we get rid of it then?
Let's think. I'm also worried about this. We get back into subjunctive now. Use clumsy twice now. Ugh. There's a better way to do this.
Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this.
Okay.
And I've moved this. This was originally here. So now let's move it here.
Okay.
And then we make this a single paragraph.
Scroll down a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to fix them. Oh,
Yeah,
you can't see my hand gestures. We'll fix that. We'll fix that in a bit.
Yeah, we have the phone rustling again.
Yeah. We can just do it. That's easy. Excuse me.
So basically what we have here is we have 2 phone calls. One is the set of phone calls that she does with Madison, and then the other is when she started calling him by herself. It's almost like 2 different scenes.
It is, but it's not really this is not so much a scene so much as I mean, it is a scene, but then yeah, it is 2 different scenes.
I have an
because
idea.
in the original there was a gap here.
I have an idea. The first call, Madison should be over at her house. And that's when they have this conversation about her not being in her Spanish class. So this is so to make this one seamless scene, rather than one time she had this conversation with Madison, and then another time Madison and she would call. Now it's the first time Jessica called, she and Madison are in her room, and they're talking about this.
So instead of making it always, so just make this a scene, not this is what always happens.
Yeah, and then gets it, that frees us of the subjunctive woulds, which would be great. That would really be great for us. So we just have a scene of Jessica's
I know how
first
to do
phone
that.
call. Yeah.
All right, I'll do that and get that back to you. That's a great idea. Perfect.
Yeah.
I think that is so much better than what we have here right now. I mean, in such a small way, but in a really impactful way. I know exactly what to do, but I'd rather just do it and then send it to you.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we can do it here together. Yeah. Okay. Good. Oh man, that feels good. God, that's been bugging me for a long time.
Yeah, me too. This is good. This is much better. Okay.
Yay. So then I think it does become. I mean, let's see how it goes. But I suspect you're going to find that it becomes 2 scenes, right?
Yeah, probably.
Scene is Jessica's first phone call with Madison in the room, and then the next one is, later on in the relationship, connected by the phone. Oh, that's good. Okay, cool. Let's go down. Titanic. Yeah, I noticed a couple times we looking at page 8. There were a couple other ones. I think I noted most of them though.
I'm just sharing screen with you if you want to come with me on my screen.
Okay, let's do that. It's weird because I have to zoom in on my computer, but this works. No, this works.
Weird. Here, what about this? Does that help?
Yes. Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Jack. But yeah, I just wrote Jack and Rose every time you said that. So.
Okay, good.
But I will put a marker at the top when let's actually do that at the end. Jack.
Look out for, yeah.
I think it's gonna be tricky because we're gonna have to go through, but we'll find it.
I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's that it could be a post. I think an agent who reads it will say the same thing. I don't care that much. I mean, I think we should do it, but we have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. Oh, there's a comment missing here.
A comment or a comma?
Comment. This you asked. I'm not sure. That's a little bit of a concern. Hold on.
Should I see if it's in mine?
Yeah. Did I just delete it?
Yeah, I don't have it on mine either.
After. Okay. Yeah, here it is. I just deleted. I remember I just did these comments because I didn't want to talk about it. But I do want to talk about it. So your feeling on this was that this just sort of ends the scene. This scene just sort of ends, and I like it that way. But if you don't like it, we can. This was about bringing Archana in, and also another thing where it's like.
Why is he not really a kid? Just because he's older? What does this say about him?
He says that because he's a teenager. He has the same. He's still. It's less. Every kid his age feels this way, that they're no longer a kid, and she knows that that's silly.
Yeah, it feels like an opportunity to say something about Dake, rather than to say something just about all kids.
But we're not. But we are saying it about Dake, and we're saying it about Archana as well.
I just think we can do something better here.
Okay.
Let me think. I don't know what that is yet. Okay, actually, let's go to the top. Let's read it. Or I guess I have my. Well.
Archana poked his cheek with her chopsticks. Still chewing, she smiled and cocked her head when he looked at her. And looked back at his food. Oh, come on. Are you going to wait for me to ask what's wrong? Are you going to make me say lighten up? She thought that was a very clever thing to say. It's not funny, he insisted, even as he couldn't suppress the smile curling up at the corners of his lips.
I like this.
He wanted to tell her, but what was he going to say? A girl wants to go to the movie with me. Her chopsticks pressed against his cheek again. It's just, he started when he was ready. I just hate that I'm so scared. I hate that I'm so scared, that I'm so unsure and so nervous all the time, and so different from everyone else. And she waited. And when she could assume that there was nothing more to wait for, those are different things. I know, but maybe I'm scared because I'm different. All kids are scared. She pictured her mother's idol, Callie. All kids are different. I'm not really a kid, you know. She laughed at him and shook her head. We are saying something about Dake.
Yeah, I think that's. I noticed something else that we should solve. The word "different" is used a lot, and I think she shouldn't use it. So he says that I'm so unsure, I'm so nervous all the time, and so different from everyone else. That's good. She should maybe say, instead of "those are different things," Dake, she should say, "Oh, there's another Dake. There's another Rose, Jack." She should say, "Those aren't the same thing." Maybe.
I deleted that Dake already.
Oh, you did? Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at mine now. And when she could assume there's nothing more to wait for, those aren't the same thing. Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, I like everything that leads up to those last two lines. I just don't love those last two lines, but I don't have an answer to make it better yet.
Well, what do you think? What is this conversation? This conversation, to me, two things. First, it's later that day, and it shows that Dake and his mom are close, but Dake is still ultimately their closeness is special, but it's not like it's it's not like he's sharing things with her that are beyond what a normal teenage boy would share factually, but he's sharing emotions and things like that, which is good and important. And it's about how Archana is responsive and a good mom and funny and like different than the way. And but it's also about him. It's also about his growth. It sets up his growth from this to the way he is later in this book, and especially then to book 2. I mean, to Lot. But I agree that if it can be better, it should be better. So I think this scene helps do all of those things, but maybe it should do a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll also add, I think another thing that does that's great is reintroducing Archana's mom and Kali. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So maybe let's try to parse out what else could be happening here, what could be meaningful / meaningless. I'm not really kidding. Could it be related to him anticipating this first kiss? Could it be like, is he thinking, I'm not really a kid? Is he aware that there's a transition in his kidness coming?
That's good.
Yeah, maybe it's that he doesn't. Maybe there's something about being a kid that he's losing, right? He's losing the. I'm going to take this a little bit farther than maybe it should go, but he's losing the protection of what it is to be a kid. He has to go like make out with a girl, and maybe it would be easier if he was a kid.
So then maybe the answer to what you want is not to change this scene, but to change something later. Because there's a scene later where they have a conversation where you wanted to take out, but we could call back to this, and it could be about, maybe he's less of a kid because he's gotten laid, but he's still a kid.
Okay, let's just leave it as is. Put a comment there, just saying the last 2 sentences. Yeah, Amrit wants more. Oh wow, is that exactly what you wrote before I said it? That's weird. So that wasn't the only option you could have put there. And anyway, yeah, because I could have said Amrit wants something more interesting, wants to say something. Anyway, cool.
Next. Okay, I left this as a marker, but it's fine. I agree with this change.
Okay.
Okay. Factually, I think that it's wrong. It's not going to be the same music, but I mean, it could be similar music. Hard rock existed back then. But if you don't like it, we can just take it out.
Yeah, so what do we didn't remove this from Mary?
No.
So what's the line?
It's not completely removed from Mary.
Let me take a look at Mary. I just want to see what it is there.
Sure. There's 2 scenes.
There was music she had never heard before, playing quietly out of large speakers behind his desk. Maybe it wasn't good, and maybe she didn't like it, but it seemed like music that wasn't meant to be played quietly. He stopped it when she came in, a brief look of surprise on his face that morphed quickly into something softer. Remembered one time when the sex had been had and the conversation seemed exhausted, she had asked him to play some of the music he liked. He had laughed, something he really did. You wouldn't like it, he had said, sitting up. Maybe I would. He had a Walkman.
I did a lot of research for this scene, by the way. Making sure that Walkman were a thing.
Wait, what year was the Walkman invented?
I don't remember, but I remember figuring out that the timeline works. It's like funny. The year before.
Last weekend, I was playing a Polish game called Millionaire, and one of the questions was, which of the following was invented first. It was Walkman. Oh god, there was some like VHS, a couple other things, and I don't know what the answer was.
That was a fantastic story. Jesus.
Late 1970s. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Okay, so we do have this here. He's not his father. What does it mean? Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing what?
Why are we having these parallels between what the professor's music is and what Jake's music is?
Because we talked about this a little bit. He doesn't need a father. And in fact, if you go back to here, it's not really a connection. It's not really about him connecting to his father. It's about him further connecting to his mother, and his mother not necessarily having a bad time with, not thinking negatively about her time with the professor, having a little bit of nostalgia, but ultimately okay with her decision. But I like it. I like it for a variety of reasons. I like it because I think it does that. I like it because it ties more things together. I like it because it explains how he could get into it, and it explains how he could get into it in a way that is not entirely random.
I just don't see Archana like finding the music, going to Tower Records, buying it, and then playing it. What if it's
I
just...
think of her in like the car, like hearing it in the car, and like leaving it on for a little too long and then switching.
Huh. Well, what if maybe we could accomplish what you want, and in a way I'm comfortable with, if he explains it. Maybe Jessica says, what does your mom think of this music? And he says, she likes it, or I don't know, she thinks it's interesting. What if it's more not that Archana got him into it, but that he explicitly talks about how she like listens to it sometimes with him? Maybe.
Talk about that more.
Because I don't see like I mean maybe she hears it on the radio, but I think the two issues I have is one that I think like hard, either heavy metal, like either we're talking about like Ozzy or we're talking about like punk, Sex Pistols, like those sounded very different from what Dake is listening to in the 90s. I mean, yeah, one's a precursor to the other, but I don't think unless you are really into that music, you wouldn't necessarily see them as so related. And I just think it almost requires Archana to get into the scene more than she would be, more into like the genre of music.
I strongly disagree. I listened to my introduction to metal was Load. I went from Load to Puppets, which are completely different albums, to Pantera and Megadeth. Like, and with Gin Blossoms in the middle. Like, I don't think that it's as linear as I don't think that things are linear. If it bothers you, it bothers you, and it bothers you, and I want to fix it. I want you to not be bothered by it. That's important. Because I like this a lot, but I want to make it so that you like it. That's important to me.
Maybe okay. So, and then another issue though is it reminds her of someone she used to know. Is she feeling nostalgic here? What is the feeling in Archana? Because my sense before these scenes is Archana doesn't think about the professor at all until she goes back to India.
I would think she would think of him occasionally. But that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because I don't think she's going to be sad about that. About having one.
I just like there's a lot, the callback that we do in Mary when Jess first listens to the music and all that. I don't know. Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. All right. Do we want to just? We could just take it out.
No, but
There's already a callback to the thing from Mary earlier, and I was trying to, maybe I just didn't do it as well as I'd hoped, but I was trying to make his father simultaneously more relevant, but draw it closer to Archana, and then also remind the reader about book one, about Mary. But I didn't do it good enough to make you like it, so I failed.
but maybe I mean, I don't want to kill it.
We could eat it like a shivite.
Do you think it works though if she asks like, hey, but it's a stranger, so calm, and then she might say, like, I'm just playing this out, like, she says, what does your mom think of this, or doesn't your mom find this too loud? He says, no, actually she likes it. Sometimes she'll you know, I don't know, listen to it with me, or like sometimes I find her humming some of the melodies later on.
Well, I don't know that. I mean, is she gonna? I don't see Archana as being like, later on, like.
Maybe sometimes she asks for a specific track.
How can I say that better and not ask for a specific track? Oh no, that's what people used to say on CDs. Track 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if she would say, it says, well, there's another way to do it is, doesn't your mom think it's too loud? It could be she could say, what does your mom think of it? And then we could say she's expecting him to answer that it's that she hates it or something.
What about that way we don't have to say what Jessica's thinking. There's an implication in that sentence. Does your mom know you listen to this? It sounds kind of like a father, but it also sounds like something a little white girl would say. Does your mom know you listen to this stuff?
Yeah, I like it. But then his response should, you should laugh. No, she has no idea.
I like this too because now we've done more. Now this does even more. Now we connect him. Now we've established that he likes to do this stuff and make people listen to things they don't want to listen to in the car. We've connected Archana to we've connected this back to book 1 for a callback. We've connected. This is better. Okay.
Awesome.
I like this even more. So let's finish it up. Okay, so let's just take out this part then. I don't think we need the explicit callback.
Let's make him laugh later on. So you're so calm. Does your mom know you listen to this stuff? Then he should laugh, right? Or maybe we do want the pause there. But I was thinking like, I think he should find it funny that she thinks his mom might not even know that he listens to his music.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, our readers have to be pretty bright to get all this shit. Okay, and now I think okay. So it's just strange. Jessica said you're so calm. Does your mom know you listen to this stuff? Jake laughed. I make her listen to it in the car. She knows a few songs now. Sometimes she even asks for a specific track. She looked up and her eyebrows cocked. She said, seriously? I mean, she doesn't like it very much. Took another bite and thought as he chewed. Sometimes it kind of makes her happy. Sometimes it makes her kind of happy.
Was it the same thing as saying so she would ask for a specific track?
Okay, yeah. Let's think.
I like that because that's showing rather than makes her happy.
Yeah.
Is telling.
Yeah. So can we move this down here? She knows a few songs now. Seriously, I mean, she doesn't like it very much, but sometimes she even asks for a specific track.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, and then we go to yeah. I think it should be
Cool.
anyway. Yeah, it's loud, rather than yes. Yes seems too formal. How come there's a space between the
Because
laugh?
watch. Oh, that was less impressive than I thought.
Which is exactly why sometimes I find random spaces throughout our document. I just saw it in action.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. Okay, cool. I don't think this is too technical.
Okay.
It's probably the only time it appears.
That's true. In our word graph.
Which is nice, yeah. It'll just be off to the side.
So now whenever we want to control F for this scene, we know exactly how to do it.
Perfect.
As opposed to how I usually control F, which is music.
Okay. This I wanted to talk about. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
I need to hold on. I'm really fucking hungry. I hit PR's personal bests on squat and sumo deadlift today, and I was lifting with a friend of mine. We were doing totally separate things, but having somebody else there, like I just was like, I'm just gonna see if I can do this, and then I did. But now I'm really fucking hungry, so give me a minute.
Okay, no worries.
Please. I'm not gonna heat it up. I'm just gonna get it cold, so I'll be back in a moment.
Don't worry, I want to get some water.
You look like a crazy person.
I do?
You did right there. You were reading with your eyes really wide open.
No, it's because I just realized I may have overdrawn my checking account, which is really terrifying.
How's that even possible? Don't you keep money in your checking account? Oh, are you buying? It's because you're buying all the Bitcoin?
Yeah, exactly. And I just have a $5,000 fucking credit card bill to pay. That, of course, Google's going to pay for all of it, but it hasn't. But Google hasn't paid for all of it yet.
Right.
Fuck. This has never happened to me before. What happens if I overdraw my account by $5,000? I get I get a fee, obviously, but like, is it commensurate with how much I go into debt?
You don't have $5,000 sitting around?
I do, but it's not going to be. I'm not going to be able to transfer it from my other bank accounts fast enough. I've actually done this. I've actually already processed a $10,000 transfer from my Charles Schwab checking account to my Bank of America one, but it's Those take 2 to
Why would you be?
4 days.
You have a lot of money. Why would you be 5,000 within your? That's crazy to me, man.
What would I do? What?
That's just strikes me. I don't take this the wrong way, but that strikes me as poor planning.
That I didn't have enough money in my bank checking account? No, you're right. It is. It's never happened to me before. But
Do you have an emergency fund?
You mean that? No, Dave. I have money lying around. I can't I was going through my emails as I was waiting for you, and I saw an email from 4 days ago saying that my American Express payment will go in May 27th, which is today, for $5,000. And for the first time, I think ever, I have less than $5,000 in my Bank of America checking account because I've been taking all this money for Bitcoin. But in anticipation of that, I knew that yesterday. I've transferred $10,000 from Charles Schwab, but that's not going to hit until like next Wednesday, which wouldn't be a big deal otherwise, except that I did.
How short? You're $5,000 short.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
have a Bank of America account. Could I just transfer it to you right now and do it immediately and keep avoiding the fee?
That's a good question. I think that would take 3 to 4 days too, wouldn't it? Within the bank.
Well, I have a Bank of America account. Let me check for them. Chase has this, but I guess Bank of America doesn't.
You mean being able to transfer between people's things immediately?
If you're both Chase, yeah.
Let me see. Between my send using their account number at Bank of America. Let's just try it. Transfer money from my bank account to random persons. Send her $1. Continue transfer. Oh yeah, looks like it can happen right away.
Do you want me to do that?
Maybe. Let me just make sure that. Okay, let me think about this. Your last payment of 5,255 was received on Saturday, May 27th, and is being processed. So, but then
Well, it was received already.
Then it might already be accounted for.
Just open up your Bank of America account.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. I don't see it though in there. No, it definitely hasn't.
How short are you?
$4,000.
4,000?
Yeah, I have 7.
My Bank of America account is like an emergency account, so it has $2,000 in it.
So you couldn't even do it if.
Yeah.
We're like poor people.
It's very similar. Very similar.
I've never been in this situation before. Whatever. I'll figure out I'll see what happens. What? This is really confusing. There's so many random.
You can get it waived. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna get it waived. I'm gonna say, fuck. If you're not gonna waive me with the $35, I'm gonna go move all these things to Charles Schwab, which I should just do anyway, because Bank of America is useless to me. Because I can't use this ATM account internationally. But it's weird though. It says that it's hit, but it obviously hasn't. The math also doesn't make any. Where are the $700? Ugh. I don't know. I'll call them after this. Have a chat. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But thank you.
All right. Come back.
Ooh, that was scary. Why did I spend this much money anyway? God, what I should really be doing is using like what everyone else does is they use a Google corporate card.
But then you don't get points.
Then I don't get points, but man, it's a hassle finding my expenses afterwards. But
you don't have anything you put on that card. You get it. It goes through unquestionably.
Not unquestionably, but it pre-populates in Concur, like the tool that we use for expenses. Whereas otherwise, I need to like keep all the receipts and take photographs of them. I mean, it takes me like an hour to do, but it's just like not a fun hour.
It's $50 for an hour of work. That's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Think of all the Bitcoin you can buy.
0.001.
No, you could buy
Yeah,
0.0. You could buy 5% of. You could buy 0.05.
I only buy Bitcoin in full Bitcoins. I don't know why, but I just so I know, I can remember how much I have.
Yeah. Good. That's a real investment strategy. Here we are.
Wait, so hold on, what happens if you overdraw? Right, let's go back to the book, though. It's more important. An overdraft item fee is charged when you write a check or make a withdrawal for an amount that exceeds your balance in your eligible checking or savings account. You are charged for no more than 4 overdraft, but okay. This doesn't affect my credit score, though, does it?
No, not as long as you pay everything off. It might ding you for like a week or a month, but
Yeah, fuck it. Okay, whatever. We'll see what happens. This will be fun. I'll learn how the banks work. Okay. Silence again, and the empty weight returned. It was filling him, making him feel swollen, weighing him down on the bench below them. He stopped bothering to hum. It wasn't doing any good anyway. He didn't need to calm himself down. He needed to satisfy her.
like, okay, so the point of this is that he could calm himself, but she's just going to keep asking. So, yeah, he can get rid of the feeling, but it's not going to do anything because she's going to still keep asking. He may not feel it, but it's not. He needs to respond to her.
But that could be misinterpreted to could satisfy her mean make her feel better through his power.
So it's something like he couldn't avoid. She was asking, but more elegant than that. You understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I think so. Laying him down on the bench below them.
It's a sympathetic moment. Like, he knows she wants this, and he knows that, yes, he's scared as shit, but that's not what's relevant right now. What's relevant is, like, yeah, he can make himself feel better, but...
Well, let's challenge that. I'm not sure that's true. I mean, if he's sedated, then it doesn't matter what she says, right? Like, if like with superpowers, you know, if what you need is the other guy to stop throwing fire at you, but you're Sub-Zero and you're frozen anyway, it doesn't matter. They can keep throwing fire at you.
Sure, but that's mean. That's selfish, and I like the idea of him not being selfish here, of him being a little bit responsive to her needs in spite of his uncomfortableness. He's sharing something.
So let's do this. Okay, let's get rid of it wasn't doing any good anyway, because I think that's telling, not showing, whereas the next sentence actually does what you want it to do. Right? He stopped bothering to hum. He didn't need to calm himself. He needed to be responsive for her.
I like that it's for her, not to her. Excuse me.
Now, I wonder if calm is the right word, because it's not that his power calms him, right? It's, yeah, you need to soothe. So. Yeah, maybe that's good.
This never comes back again, which is why I removed it. This is just sort of there.
Mm.
And I like that it's just sort of deprecating, whereas this is changing.
Okay. That works. I think
Okay,
it does.
so I took it out. I agree. I 100% agree. This is an old comment. I took it out because I agreed with you, but I wanted to make sure that I can just take it out. I like it, but I like it, but
Yeah, me too. Cause I remember when I first read it, because you introduced it like very early on in our edits, and I loved it.
look at
But
you.
now I feel like
Remember.
what's that?
You remembered. That was one of my first
I remember.
contributions. Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
you remembered a previous iteration.
No, of course. But I loved it, but now I feel like we've developed the superpower so much that it unfortunately has to go.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that.
It's just we do this. We do this throughout the book where we make reference to things and music, and we don't tell them what it is. And at first, like I was thinking a little bit. It happens actually later, where it's like these guys are touring in the '80s, and I actually kind of like even more that we never say it. Here we have somebody in particular, but or I had somebody in particular. But I like these little drops.
It's so obscure. Like
I know how obscure it is, but if we do this, I've done this a lot. There's like 10 or 15 of these throughout all.
I'm sure there are many I don't even know then. Yeah, it's interesting.
We can call it out a little bit more if you want, but I don't want to say.
Well,
I don't want to say this.
The thing that was confusing to me initially was I immediately thought we were referring back to Mary with him asking Archana, "Will I want to be a good dad?" And then I'm like, "That's so confusing. Like that's in the future, and it's not his memory. Like it was, and it is his phrasing in that case. But
why don't we just do this?
Really, 97? I think 96. That she speak eloquently. Oh, I want to listen to that after this. I remember because they censored "Would she go down on you in a theater," and it made no. I was like, I could never fill in the words. Would she go you in a theater? I'm like, what? Would she what you in like? There's not the syllables. Like I could never figure out what she actually said.
But it's not to correct you too much, but it's theater.
That sounds so awesome.
It is that album, that one, and I got on a kick and watched One Hand in My Pocket, Ironic,
Yeah.
and this one. I watched all the music videos. All right, I'm leaving this.
Well, I hate to bunk you. I hate to bump
Bug you in the middle of dinner.
What's the word?
Bug
you. But then it's weird because the bass makes this really weird sound at that point. I hate to bump you in the middle of dinner. Bum, bum, bum. It's like it's a weird sounds out of place.
Yeah.
Wait.
Have you read Joey, Uncle Joey's, like what he like when he first heard that song?
Who's Uncle Joey?
The person from Full House, the person about whom she wrote that song.
What?
Yes.
Wait.
You didn't know this?
No.
Oh yeah.
Wait, but she was like 18 years old.
There was yes, I believe no. He was older than her. Yes.
I remember seeing an interview with her when she was huge, and the interviewer from MTV was asking, "So now you can drink in America?" So she was 21. So maybe she was 20 at the time. Alanis Morissette, Joey from Full House. So Joey Gladstone. Is Dave Coulier really the guy behind Alanis Morissette's You Want to Know? So weird. I remember this too. That Dave Navarro and Flea are. Or was it Flea? Yeah, and Flea are played like are the instrumentalists in that song.
Really?
Like the Red Hot Chili Peppers are the band in the song. It's crazy. In comments made on different occasions, actor-comedian Dave Coulier has alternatively admitted to and denied being the subject of the song.
No, I don't care. This is the story, and I'm choosing. I know. Here's the thing: it's muddied at this point, but it is about him. So because there's a story where he was asked about it, and he was like, "Yeah, it's really weird. The first time I heard that song, I was like, wow, she must have had a really bad boyfriend after me." But or no, he didn't even know it was her. It was, this woman sounds pretty angry, and then he was like, wow, she must have had a bad boyfriend after me, and then he was like, whoops. Anyway, let's continue.
She was born. So she's 1974. She's 10 years older than me. He was born in 1959.
Yeah, she would have been 17 or 18.
He's 15 years older than her.
Yeah.
Dude, wait. You're saying she was? Wait, this song. When was the song written? It was released in '95. So she was.
So it was written in '93.
21. Yeah, so she was 19, and this guy was fucking 35.
Yeah, I know people who've done that. I mean, is it weird? Yes. Does it matter? No.
Nothing matters. Come on. That's
yeah, exactly.
Wow, weird.
Wow, have you seen this?
What's that? Wait, so in the early 90s, he was married to Jane Modine. They have one son. After being divorced, he started dating Alanis Morissette, but they broke up shortly before she recorded her album Jagged Little Pill. But what the fuck? Like, he was. I mean, she wasn't famous before Jagged Little Pill.
She was on. She was on TV. She was a Canadian pop. She was like a Canadian TV star, and she was on a Nickelodeon show. I remember I saw her. She was on that show where they used to pour gack over people.
I remember that show. I mean, I think there's more than one show like that, but yeah.
Yeah. But have you seen this?
Let me zoom in. Yeah, I can see it.
That's what I just felt with you.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Something else about this came up recently. Something else I didn't know, I think. And someone did a meta comment on it. But all the things that we don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, this is so crazy.
Okay.
She appeared on the children's show You Can't Do That on Television for 5 episodes when she was in elementary school.
Yes.
How does someone be like? Who does this to their kids? Wow, she had 3 albums before Jagged Little Pill. Anyway, let's go back to this book that we're writing. Dave, I don't think it works, man. I think it's gonna be confusing. They're gonna think that that the phrasing is about Archana. I hate to bug you in the middle of dinner.
How about this then?
And are you thinking of me when you are?
Yes, the radio edit. I love it.
the only version I know. Wait, what's? Sorry, hold on. Something's beeping in my house, or in this other person's house. What did I do wrong? Oh fuck. Yeah, actually, when I hear the non-radio edit, it sounds wrong to me.
Yeah.
Like the way she says "fuck" sounds like they added it in later. Okay. I thought he was impressed. Oh, that's great. I think he'll make it. Yeah, just keep it like as is, right?
Yeah.
It's you still get your reference. It's just even more obscure now. The reference isn't obscure; it's just obscured. It's now an obscure reference, further obscured.
Yeah. At some point, we're gonna have to go through and find all.
Wait, Dave. Let's go back. We can do this. We can make it happen. Just use the word "jagged" in the next sentence. There's a better way to do this. Well. Oh, that's great. I think you'll make a really excellent mother. So what's Jag? Oh, what happened? I mean, here are the words you can use. You can use jagged. You can use little. You can use pill. You can use Alanis. So many options here. She took his hand, put one hand in her pocket.
um, no, that doesn't make sense.
um,
I'm fine with it as it is. But
the problem is he can't be jagged in any of this because he's sure of all this. But
hmm.
the word jagged would give it away, I think. She took his hand jaggedly and interlaced his fingers between hers. No, man. That's my head, you motherfucker. Let's see. Hand in my pocket lyrics. She's doing it with her hand. I feel like that's an easy way for us to do this. I'm broke, but I'm happy. I'm poor, but I'm chicken shit. I love that she says chicken shit. I don't. Are there any other songs that have the word chicken shit in it? I'm free, but I'm focused. I'm green, but I'm wise. Oh shit! There's a dead Kennedy song called "Chicken Shit Conformist." It's not true. What if he says, "Wait, Dave, you still there? Shit, did I lose you? Am I here all by myself?" Yeah, it looks like you're frozen. Fuck.
Sorry.
Oh, hello.
Sorry. All right. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, cool. Wait, so what do we decide?
I'm okay with it as just deleting the phrasing question.
Okay, what's going on here?
You wanted to get rid of this.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your concern?
About this. I think that this gets back to what we had originally.
Okay. You don't like it?
It's fine. Which do you want, B or those?
I don't know. Whichever one you like less, or like more. Whichever one you dislike less.
Yeah, whatever will drive us apart. Okay. Here. This is the answer.
Get rid of it.
6 times in this phrasing, twice in those days.
Oh, Jesus, 6 times?
Not in this book, throughout the entire novel.
Wow, that's a lot more than I thought, though.
It's here. Let's keep it.
Okay. Wow, that surprised me actually. Fuck. Then do we do? Is 6 enough?
Yes.
Okay, done. Uh-oh. Dave, email this to me right now.
It's on. I wanted to actually turn on Windows Defender.
Oh my god. As much as I think Apple's obnoxious, it is really nice to have a Mac. I don't do any of this shit anymore. Well, actually, is that because I'm a Mac or is that because Google protects my computer? I don't know the answer to that.
Sorry, just a sec. I want to do this now before I forget.
No worries.
I'm seeing Dan and Courtney tonight.
Oh, cool. What are you guys doing?
Collins. Courtney Collins.
What are you guys gonna do?
Drink and eat.
Those seem like reasonable things. Oh, maybe I should just.
Okay.
No. Everything's gonna be right, all right. Fuck, Dave, should I
Do you
buy
think
more?
that's going to get this flagged as copyright infringement?
Yeah. It was pretty good. Dave, should I buy more Bitcoin? I have no money to buy more Bitcoin.
Right, yeah. So there you go.
Oh, did you freeze again? Fuck.
Sorry.
No worries.
Just gonna, I will share my screen with you as soon as I get this back open. Wide.
Fucking hell. Oh, I can't remember. I have one credit card whose password I did not change to be the same as all the other credit cards. This is my fucking Discover credit card, which I never use. But now I can't get into the fucking thing. Oh, my card number? I can't do this. Fuck you, Discover.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Here we are.
Okay.
This is the correct usage of that word. Why do you think it's compelling that he has a job completely disconnected from his life?
Because I think I agree with you.
Okay, cool.
I mean, no, I think you're right. I think it should. Everything doesn't have to be. That there's something beneficial about not everything being thematic in his life. Like he's just he has to have a job at a record at a a shitty fast food store. I'm agreeing with you.
He's a regular person and he doesn't come from a privileged background.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's what happens in real life. Perfect.
Yeah, that's if I was speaking clearly, that's what I also meant. That and what I said.
Good. Okay, this was just an interesting thing that I just liked. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, what do you? I think it's like she's like embarrassed, and people get angry when they're embarrassed sometimes, especially if they're kids. But what word do you think is better?
I don't think she's embarrassed by being pulled over. I think she's annoyed.
Oh, yes. She's annoyed. Like she was pulling over because she was speeding.
Right, so she's annoyed by that. She's not embarrassed.
But she's making it. I see. But she's as though it had been their fault, as though like the children were the reason she got pulled over, and they were causing her to be. They were embarrassing her because they were being bad. But that's not really what's happening. She's just mad because she's getting pulled over because she was breaking the law.
Oh, so you're using embarrassing as what they're thinking, what the kids are thinking is happening.
Or yes, not exactly.
Or in the hypothetical scenario
Yes.
that they're familiar with. Yeah, that's not clear though, because
Okay.
I read it the other way.
Yeah, I see. I see. Okay, so
Why not just as though it had been their fault? Period.
yeah, I knew that was the right answer. Why did you want to take this up?
Because the problem, I think we've gone beyond the seatbelts being the problem in Jessica's mind. At this point, the problem is him saying, "Be quiet." Like that's he shouldn't be telling her to be quiet like that.
I totally agree. That was a total fuck up. You're right. 100% agree. Okay, what does this mean?
I just think it's weird, like the shape of registration documents. Nothing else in the world is shaped like that. I don't know how to explain this, but like, what the fuck? Why are they all that shape? Are they all that shape, or just the ones that we have from whatever insurance company we have? You know what I mean? They're
I'm gonna
small.
just get. Yeah.
Car insurance slip.
I think that's pretty esoteric.
Yeah, you can get rid of it. That's fine. You added some words, so I wanted to add some words.
I see. No, it's fair. Okay, this is tricky.
Yeah, I know. I know. I just wanted it to be making her hidden thoughts verbal. Just is too. It's the kind of thing that I would write and Dave would take out.
Yeah, you're right.
And I knew that this was not exactly what you meant, but I couldn't come up with a better way.
Why not just this? Why not? Maybe we're overly complicating it.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah.
Whoop.
Maybe we even get rid of said and make it pointed.
I like said.
Okay, I don't feel strongly. You noticed. Okay, that's fine. Some of these are so funny.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's good.
Oh, did you freeze again?
No,
No, okay.
this computer doesn't freeze. Don't worry. You're saying the honeyisms are inherited from Archana?
Where are we? What's happening here? Yeah. Like, why is I think he's shivering, not her. And it's
Then,
because she calls him honey.
and I think it should just be that, not us shiver.
Yeah, I think I agree. Let's just make sure it's clear that it's not him saying it, though. Now.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's clear. Yeah. And there's Jack. I think it's okay.
Where's Jack?
She says in that same paragraph. Really, Dick, thank you for sharing it with me. Well, it might be okay, Dave. I don't think we need to get rid of all the digs.
I don't like the digs. We agreed on this already.
Okay, but why are you not accepting these changes?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just faster than I saw.
Which change did you not think I accepted?
The dig. You didn't accept it.
No, I did. I just pressed Control. Watch. I'm pressing Control Y right now, which is a redo.
Okay, got it.
When I accept, it auto advances. Okay. Talk to me about this.
So what you're saying is the challenge with was that really even dig is it might make the reader think she thinks that maybe it's real, this vision she's having of Dake. I get that what you're trying to say is Dake is not just that boy. There's different Dakes, and he's more complicated, I think.
Okay, you're okay with it though, right? I think it's good.
Okay.
You're 49% against it.
Exactly.
I very rarely take these.
I know.
I'm gonna take this one.
If
that's okay with you.
You have every right to take it. No, don't say that. You saying that takes away from your exercising your authority here.
I'm confused about this.
Yeah. So they're doing a lot of talking to each other in our new version, Dake and Archana, which is fine. I think it's actually good. But then I think maybe when we talk about how Jessica always perceives them to not talk to each other at all, we maybe need to make it clear that this is her perception and not reality. Maybe we don't. I just think it's worth us acknowledging that we said this thing and we're not showing it.
I see. I'm not overly concerned about it because the times when they talk are in private.
Yeah. So I think that's what we're saying.
Their relationship is private.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've chosen your coups. By the way, Choose Your Coups is one of the first porns I ever owned. I'm gonna Google image searcher right now. I wonder if it still exists. Oh
if
God!
I were to Google,
yeah, you don't want to. Oh my God!
Why?
It's weird that I don't remember these scenes. Oh, I think because I had Choose Your Coups too. Wow.
I might have just frozen. Can you hear me? No. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. You could Choose Your Coups too.
I remember these scenes. Holy shit. This is terrifying. Dave, are you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. I'm gonna stop looking at these still images from a DVD I had 20 years ago.
Okay, I'm going to take out this rose.
Okay. I think you are frozen though. Your screen is. No, you're not. I lied.
I'm confused about this.
Could be misread as Dake being intimidated by Archana. I'm not wedded to what I put. Just want to retain your nervousness. So, yeah, I don't like the idea of him being intimidated by his mom.
He's not. He's nervous about sharing this thing.
Right, but why is she making her seem larger? That's why I kept the nervousness thing, which I think I like. I just don't like her seeming larger as a physical representation of someone being intimidating.
I got it. Okay. I like this better now. I got it. Totally get it.
Yeah. Yay, you like the next one too.
This is much better. Absolutely. This is like perfect.
Awesome.
Okay. So why did you take this?
He was just apologizing a lot. I get these. I think I.
Okay. Let's take out this then. Is that okay?
Uh-huh.
So now it's just he stopped. She's like, Dake, why don't you let me listen?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So let's just talk about this. Oh no. We don't need to talk about it.
Why is that?
The right changes.
Yeah, I thought 1 minute 47 was too short.
What?
I'm looking at the next change. I thought 1 minute 47 seconds was too short. I feel strongly about that one.
Okay.
Oh man, that's right. What did we decide? We kept it in Mary.
We decided.
What do we do?
We kept it in Mary. We changed the nature of it. It wasn't as explicit
right.
earlier on.
That's right. Okay.
So we could just do the same thing here. We could just get rid of this. I think it will work better as a callback if we keep this whole thing, but I don't know. It's up to you. Because we could just do this, and that would be a callback, and we could get rid of this. You can't see that I'm covering it, but we could get rid of the part that's highlighted, and then just do that. It would be less of a callback, but it would still be a callback, and the attentive reader would notice.
Oh, I see. I think I'm happy either way. I think it might be better writing if we got rid of it because it makes it more subtle.
Okay.
I mean, they'll have just read it. I guess they'll have read it 100 pages earlier. No.
And they'll have also read Jess's response, which is the same.
Yeah, I like it.
So, okay. I changed this.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Yes, got it. Okay.
I'm confused. What's happening here?
She's seen it before.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Got it.
This I just was a grammatical thing.
Okay.
Because his skin darkening. Because it did refers to darkening, but this actually refers to noticeable.
Nothing was expected. The skin darkening. Noticeable now that it usually was. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy there. Oh, that's interesting. My screen just went totally black because my HDMI cable that connects to my anyway, this is boring. Never mind. I realized it was going to take like 6 more sentences to explain it. Okay. I don't. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble with this one.
What do we have before? No, he's not fucking up. He's just moved to the chorus, I think, or the verse. Okay. I think I just changed your wording a little bit, right? Maybe I don't think I just added these words, did I? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's figure out what works. It doesn't matter how this happened.
I agree.
She also felt something totally unexpected, a slight warmth in the back of her neck or tingling. Okay. I love this. Such a good paragraph. Then different chords in the guitar, and Jake stopped singing, and the image faded. Wait, so let's go back up. How much has he played so far?
He started playing. Then he started to sing.
Okay.
I get what you're doing here. You're saying he's gone back to the chorus, but you're doing it from Archana's perspective. All of a sudden she's like, okay, this has changed. She doesn't necessarily know that it's the chorus or that it's the bridge or whatever.
Yeah, I guess I didn't want I didn't want him stop. I wanted to be clear that him stopping singing isn't because it's an issue, but that it's just this is a part of the song that there wasn't singing in. So there's a better way for us to do that, I guess.
Can we just say that he?
It's like basically then back to the part of the song where he's not singing anymore.
I don't really like that very much.
No, it's terrible. Don't write that.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's not good writing.
I'm just saying, like, trying to make sure we're on the same page of what we're trying to say.
Yes. Okay. We agree about what we were trying to say, and we agree that that's not how we should say it. Okay. Then. Why not just the song went into the bridge?
No, that's what you had before. That's right. She doesn't know what the bridge is. That's what I changed.
So then.
Basically, I guess what was it? Then it was just the guitar again, or then it was, you know. Oh. Okay.
You like it?
Yeah, guitar solo.
Yeah, then it was. I like that. Then it was just the guitar again.
Guitar again. Yeah, that's good.
Then it was just the guitar again, and the image faded. Got it. Perfect. I like this.
Except I don't. Except I don't think.
You don't like this?
No, it's good. It just shouldn't be. If it's a solo, then it shouldn't be strumming, right? The solo, you kind of you don't strum it. You pluck it. It's usually one note at a time rather than chords. You strum chords, but you don't strum a solo.
Agreed.
How about how much the tempo picks back up or something, or maybe we don't. Maybe just the speed picked back up. It's more about, not really about the speed picking up. It's actually about him being back on tempo, and not like having his chord changes come later. Like it's about it being more. The tempo is more aligned. Really, is what we're saying.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think it should get rid of the strumming straighten itself out. It should just be, and he was back on tempo. Oh, you got rid of the solo? Wait, what?
Yeah. What
you
about
don't
this?
like it. Okay. Yeah. Maybe not but. Maybe he's like when he started singing again, it was the chorus. When he started singing again. I just think we don't say it's the chorus. She doesn't need to know that. Just when he started singing again, that same image, that same warm, safe feeling.
But you don't like the different quality.
I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. It's because the different quality sounds like almost recording quality. But
Yeah, but it's like he's in and out.
oh, okay. So how about but then so when he started singing again,
Ah, right.
it was
When?
shaky, like basically like we could say it was shaky again. Almost we could contrast the shakiness of his performance with the warm feeling she's feeling.
This is tough. This is a very quick change.
Yeah, when he started singing again, basically like the previous shakiness resumed, and so did that same image, the same warm, safe feeling.
I'm just concerned about shaky being taken literally.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
Yeah, this is tough.
Maybe there needs to be a paragraph right here.
Yeah, I think that's right. But the vocals, vocals is like something's recorded.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just
right.
him singing in front of her.
I want to say like when he resumed singing, but I don't like that. Because I don't want to say when he started singing again, he struggled again with the guitar.
Yeah.
But does that maybe we just have to.
Well, the way around it, I guess, is to get rid of the when, which I know I introduced, I think. Because then it's just, and then he was singing. Oh no, shit, it's still again, huh?
Well,
How
why
about-
not just this? When he started singing again, he struggled with it.
How about, and when he started singing again, uh, so here's what I'm trying to say. He started singing again, and resumed. God damn it! He started singing again and was again trying to keep up with his guitar. Then it's like both of them are him, which I like, rather than like he's singing and the guitar is doing something else. It's like he started singing again and went back to trying to keep up with the guitar. But say it better than that. And when he started singing again, oh, I know. When he started singing again, comma, uh, struggling to keep up with the
He
guitar,
struggled.
comma,
He struggled to keep up with the guitar.
yeah.
But you have that same image, that same warmth, same feeling.
Oh, I was thinking a little different. We can get rid of some words. When he started
Yeah.
singing again, comma, struggling to keep up with the guitar, comma, she had that same image, that same warm feeling, same warm, blah, 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 blah. Like that. Struggling to. Oh, it's still not very good.
What about? He started to sing again. He started to be bad at guitar again. But even though, oh, why don't we just change the order?
Yeah, but it's not really in spite of, like, she doesn't think it's related to the guitar playing, and it isn't. Okay, then, comma, he was singing again, comma, struggling with the guitar again, comma, and that warm image, or however I want to say that, and I'm lost, but whatever we say with her part. God, it's so interesting how different, how hard it is. When I edit, I do the same way you do with while watching things like cross themselves out, but it's hard to do it when I'm watching you do it. Interestingly. Then he was singing again, struggling with the guitar again, and that returned. Oh, just so that image, comma, that same warm, safe feeling returned. Oh. Warm, safe feeling. Yeah, I think that's better.
Yes, this is good. Oh, that was tough, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Chief, why is this?
Wonderful seems like a jest word.
Okie doke. That's good enough for me.
There's too much space there after that. Oh shit. Yeah. Cool.
You want to keep this?
I think the whole scene is kind of heavy though, isn't it?
It just seemed like heavy-handed, not.
Yeah. But
You like it? I'm at 49%. I am willing to defer to you on this.
oh man, this is a tough one.
I smell so fucking bad.
Started the end, was beginning the finish. The whole thing is heavy. He thought of a million ways to say the same thing, and each one seemed like a less promising place to start, a less likely place to lead to an end, or an end that mattered. No, not an end that mattered. He wasn't trying to make this matter, and that made sense. I like it.
Yeah.
I feel like the editor's going to get rid of it anyway.
Sure.
Wait, did you reject it or did you keep it? You rejected the
I-
deletion of
yeah.
it. Okay.
Yes.
Oof. Too much tongue not showing, but I do like the idea of Henrik also being a whole person and not just two-dimensional that we show. Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know. I think it's too much. I think her I think she agonizes enough. I think she thinks enough about the differences between the two of them. I think there's enough of this.
Okay, then that's good. I agree with this deletion then.
Okay, you don't like this. I disagree, but
That's
yeah, I wanted you to know this.
Okay, what do you think?
I like a lot about this. I just don't. I agree that it should go, but mostly just because, like, I'm worried. I agree with the flow. I disagree with the flow. I think the flow is kind of weird. I think it's too fast. I think this slows it down. But I also and I like it. I like it a lot. But I worry that it's just. I worry that it's like too tight.
Too tidy.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, they're foreshadowing that he's going to join a band. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if tidy is the right word.
No, I see what you're saying.
But I like it because of the I like it. I like a lot of it.
Wait, so what am I proposing we do? We get rid of this scene and the scene before it? Or what am I saying? Just get rid
Yeah. Yeah, you wanted to get rid of all this. I agree. I think that's the right answer.
Oh, some good writing in here, though.
There is.
Okay. Fuck. I like the idea, but I don't think we can do it here and now, especially when we perform mostly alone and lot. Jesse said, okay, so what are we doing? What do you think? Jess never dies.
I wanted it to be negative. He's sad. He's more compelling if he's a little bit sad here.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's funny. I feel like I'm mediating between Dave present and Dave past. Since you wrote all of this, now you're just disagreeing with yourself.
Well, yeah, it's changed. A lot
Yeah.
of it, a lot of things changed.
No, I know. But I actually like both.
We could do an alternate. We could do a director's cut.
I think that's what this video is. I like both. I just like the former one better, I guess. But let's see if I like it better enough to overcome or if I don't care enough,
How about
or if
this?
I did this right. So that's the old way, right? Show me the new
I
way.
reject it. It is the opposite.
Yeah, that's why this is kind of an important decision to make. All this effort. This is
Well, here's the thing. Now that we've removed the previous scene, this makes a little more sense because now he's thinking about performing,
yeah,
which leads into a lot better.
that's true. But he doesn't. He's not going to have. I mean, when we see him in the beginning of Lot, he's been in college for a bit, and he still doesn't have a band really. He's gonna. I mean, he plays. With people.
He's playing with people. And the lawnmower stuff. There's a lot happens to him too. He does play with people.
Oh, you're changing things?
No, it already happens.
Yeah, yeah. There's something really powerful though, Dave, about him being like affirmed, saying, "I did this right. Fuck yeah."
Okay. So
And
what
then he
about
goes
this?
in, and then he goes in, and his relationship is done. You know?
So what about this?
Oh, I see. Have we talked? Yeah, let's change the wording a little bit. But yeah, I like what you're doing. Have we talked about composition versus performance yet, or that just it's introduced in Lot?
That's what?
Because I wonder if using the word compose is too fancy.
We've used performance.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
No, what was it?
Composed.
I think the way to do this. I think there's a really good way to do this.
Yeah,
Go
talked
down.
about. Yeah, I'm going down.
Yeah, I think there's a way. I think I've got an idea that you're gonna like. Um. Ah.
I don't
You
like that
listen to
noise.
the,
Don't do that.
the one I just did.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You start to wonder, what would this sound like from a live band? Not MIDI, not so composed. What I'm getting at is that I think it could be interesting if in his head it takes him a while to get to the word composition or composed. Not so not so composed. Or maybe we can get rid of the live band. What if it's just like, you start to wonder, what would this sound like if it wasn't, maybe you're saying if it wasn't so right. If it wasn't so composed. I like that, but it might be too emo. Because then it's like almost like not just the music being right. Because he did this right because he did this for her and he did it right. A few seconds ago.
All right, let's move from here.
And then he pressed the button. No? How did that disappear? Yeah, but wait, so now he's like, I did this right, but he doesn't let himself stay there with that thought, huh?
Yeah, it's perfect. He's like, this is great. Wait, is it great? It's perfect. He's getting more sure, but he's still a little unsure. He's always a little unsure in his music.
Do we need more space between I did this right and he started to wonder?
Well, we could remove the need for that.
Well, I was thinking maybe he pressed the button that returned the CD to him before he started to wonder. Perfectly. Oh, man, after perfectly. I would get rid of it started. Then he wondered. Yeah, but now I'm wondering, is it too opaque? Do we need to say MIDI and live band? Because the reader might not know what we're talking about. Like this wasn't so composed. Oh man, my brain isn't working very well right now, Dave.
Okay, I'm gonna send it. Yeah, I'll take care of the previous one. This is your job.
Okay,
I'm emailing it to you right now.
yeah, great. Get rid of the second this or the first this. Your choice. Yeah, let me. I'll work on that. That's good. It's good to have an assignment. Your Eagle Gold. What is that?
Mhm.
What's Eagle
Oh,
Gold?
I'm refinancing my student loan. 2.35%
Wow, that's great.
for 2.95% for 7 years. 2.35 for 5. I'm at 5 right now. So.
It'd be great. Can you ask them if you take out more money?
yeah, I mean, might as well.
Yeah, at that rate, like fuck it, just. Oh, I forgot. I never paid for my third semester. Can you guys do this too?
yeah. Okay. Cool.
Cool. I have a train probably on Wednesday or Tuesday. I haven't booked it yet. If you do want me to read anything, um, even if it's not the full book for Lot, that'd be a good time.
Sure, I can send you some of my thoughts. I'll see how far I get. Remind me on Tuesday night.
Okay, I'm gonna put just a calendar reminder for both of us.
Okay.
The earliest I would leave would be Tuesday 4 p.m. my time, so I'll put that as the calendar reminder.
Perfect.
Cool, man. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm pooped.
I'm gonna take a shower because I'm disgusted. Talk to you soon.
Later on.